Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism. This video is things to remember when dealing with people in general. However, they are also things to remember, especially when you are dealing with narcissistic people. 6 things to remember when dealing with narcissistic people. One of the first things to remember when dealing with a narcissist is no response is a response. And this works both ways. When a narcissistic person wants to fall silent on you, when they want to ghost you, when they aren't willing to communicate with you, when they don't want to answer a simple question, that shows you exactly who they are as a person. They're unwilling to communicate with you. They're unwilling to discuss things with you. When we look at somebody who has fallen silent on us, we often come from a place of our beliefs and our thinking, as we can fall silent on people who have hurt our feelings. So we often analyse and look for how we have hurt their feelings. When you look at the situation in its entirety, yes, you may have hurt their feelings. However, it's usually a case that you hurt the narcissistic person's feelings by just saying no to them. They got offended, so they fell silent on you in order to punish you and get you to change your mind to serve them, to benefit them. That doesn't mean you need to break down your boundaries and please them. That means you need to recognise that that person has no respect for who you are as a person. You might have prior arrangements of simple, normal, day-to-day things such as going to work, and they want you to stay at home. And they're going to get the face on because you abandoned them and went to work. And when you come home, they're not going to speak to you, or they're going to give you those one-word answers. You haven't lied to them or cheated on them or deceived them. You haven't said something to humiliate them, to provoke them, to hurt them. They will say something to humiliate you, and you might need a moment to gather your thoughts before you respond to them so that you don't say anything hurtful. Narcissistic people only gather their thoughts to punish you. When it comes to no response is a response, this also works when it comes to narcissistic people trying to gain reactions out of you, trying to provoke you, trying to get you back into their life, trying to hoover you back into their games. You not responding to them might feel like you're being rude, might feel like you're being ignorant, might feel like you don't care, and that perhaps you should just explain it in this way, and they might just understand. Narcissistic people don't want to understand, they want to exploit. Therefore, the best response when dealing with a narcissistic person who's trying to get at you is no response. Leave them to it. Let them go and live their life while you go and live yours. Some might try to up their games, and one of the ways they might try to up their games is by hooking you back in, by claiming that they'll change, they'll become a better person, they'll do all those things with you that they once promised to do but failed to deliver. Those things where they built your hopes up to keep you hanging on, as they would deliver some now and again just to keep you confused and then blame you when they didn't, just so that you questioned and doubted yourself and not their behaviour. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, one thing you need to remember is if they wanted to, they would. You often have to look at the amount of things that you put to one side, the amount of things you altered, the amount of things you did for that person purely because you wanted to, because you cared about them, because you didn't realise they were exploiting you. So yes, they might have exploited you into feeling guilty. However, because you cared about them, you altered who you were as a person to serve them. Because you wanted to at that moment in time, because you didn't know any different. With a narcissistic person, when they're love bombing you, they will treat you really well because they want something from you. When they're not getting their own way, they don't do things for you because they don't want to, because they're not getting anything from you. They promise to change in order to reel you back in, and they can change because they change temporarily in order to get you back in. So they can change. They just don't want to. Because once they've got you back into their games, they revert back to who they are and usually punish you for daring to hold them accountable. They don't believe they should have any consequences for their actions. They change their lies, they change their games, they change their manipulation, they change the people they are around because they want to get their needs met. They do not change who they are as a person. When people don't want to listen to what you have to say, stop talking. You're literally wasting your breath. They're not interested. Leave them to it. And the same goes when a narcissistic person is accusing you of doing things that you haven't done, that is attacking your character, that is smearing your name, and you might have enablers telling you things that you haven't even done. When it comes to a narcissistic person telling you that you're not good enough, telling you that you're not capable, telling you that you're not worthy, when it comes to a narcissistic person telling you something that you've done that you know full well you didn't do, accusing you of being jealous, insecure, sensitive, overreacting and bitter, stop listening. Stop listening to the negativity that's coming out of their mouths directed towards you. Observe them as a person. Observe what they're doing and don't take it personally. So sometimes when people don't want to listen to you, you need to stop talking. And at other times, when people are putting you down, pulling you down, hurting your feelings, having a go at you, disrespecting you, you need to stop listening and start recognizing who they are as a person. When they always have to outdo you, stop giving them the information. When you go and share your good news with somebody and they have to either discredit your good news or tell you how they've done something far better than what you did, stop informing them. When you tell them your good news and they go all out to sabotage you, stop informing them. When you tell them your bad news, because we all have ups and downs in life, and with genuine people you can communicate with them. This is not a case of sharing some bad news with somebody who's been through similar, who shares theirs to relate with you, to help you, to give you ideas, who is willing to listen to you, the two-way communication. Yes, sometimes we might interrupt because we have something that we need to say before we forget. We are human after all. However, with a narcissistic person, they seek to outdo your pain. Whatever you've been through is nothing compared to whatever they have been through. Or they will just simply turn around and say, see, now you know how it feels. When someone has to outdo your good news or outdo your bad news, stop informing them. And when they try to inform you, realize that they're most likely exaggerating the things they've been through for that attention, and stop giving them the attention when they are not a genuine person. When they provoke you, stop reacting. This one is easier said than done. When someone provokes you, stop reacting. Simple. The thing is, with narcissistic people, they will go after the things that matter the most to you, as these are the things that you will most passionately defend. And when you do not defend them, you feel like you are in the wrong. And when you do defend them, you feel like you are in the wrong. You cannot win with narcissistic people. All you can do is recognize what they are attacking and give them no reaction. Focus on helping you and whatever it is they're going after. Narcissistic people will go after children and then play the victim that they can no longer see their children. And in some cases, it's the narcissistic one that's taken the children, and it's heartbreaking. In other cases, it's a narcissist that's got no interest in their children. They've just got the interest in playing the victim. And instead of defending yourself and explaining yourself, focus on you and those children. The choices you have to make when dealing with a narcissist might feel wrong. However, you wouldn't be making those choices if you were dealing with a genuine person, if you were dealing with an honest person, if you were dealing with somebody who had the ability to care. You wouldn't be making the choices that you have to make when you are dealing with a narcissist. They know exactly, they learn your vulnerabilities, they learn your weaknesses, they know exactly what buttons to push to wind you up, to get you going. We have to take a step back and recognise that we can't have this conversation with this person. They're causing that intrigue, they're leaving out there the information that leads us to be able to make an informed choice. They're making sure that that choice is taken away from us because we don't have all the information. And it's not about things that are nobody else's business and doesn't affect their lives, whether they know or not. It's things that affect you personally, that they keep from you. And it's very difficult to not react when they do these things. When you just need a simple answer to, oh, we've been invited here, are we going? And they will not give you that simple answer. They cause that frustration within you. They know exactly how to chip away at you to get you to react. However, as soon as you've reacted, they feel better about themselves and they blame you for everything that's going wrong, not only within your own life, but also within their life. We are only responsible for ourselves, for our own behaviour, for our own actions, for our own words. So when somebody is provoking you, they're provoking you because they want that reaction from you. So stop giving them that reaction. Some might up the games. You do have to ride out the storm safely around narcissistic people. And when they don't understand the word no, that is your cue to go. That is your cue to leave. You are going to become so emotionally and physically drained around somebody who does not understand the word no, who doesn't have the respect for your values and your beliefs. Now, we can all have a moment in life where we ask somebody for something, or ask someone if they would like to do something, or ask someone for some help, and they turn around and say no, and we can think, well, what's their problem? We can all have those moments because we've no idea what somebody else is going through. And we can all deal with people who ask us something and we're having one of those days and everything's on top and we just say no because we just can't, we haven't got the energy to deal or to explain, and they get offended. However, it's a process that most people can work through and come together and communicate when things are better. They still have the object constancy to care for each other. With a narcissistic person, they're going to keep coming and coming and coming and coming. They might play nice, they might guilt trip, they might triangulate, they might pity play, they might play the victim, they might fall silent. They're going to do all they can to get you to change your mind. And because you care about them, because you want to help them, most often you do. Only as it's gone against who you are as a person, you're the one that's then left resentful. You're the one that's left feeling bad, and it negatively impacts your life. When you are dealing with somebody who doesn't understand the word no, that is your cue to leave that person well alone. If you can't go no contact, observe their behaviour. Don't absorb it. Anything you found that helped you when it came to dealing with narcissistic people, please do add those into the comments for those reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.